let's look at social artificial intelligence / machine learning. First off, read this disclaimer carefully and do your good deed of the day by liking and subscribing. We will look at one of the megatrends that is called, yes, just that. And you can see that the performance from the low is pretty substantial, 391%, but there's been a pretty decent haircut, which could open up some opportunities. We will look at Yalla Group. I have categorized them as culture-focused social media, so 260-ish% here from the low, but it's gone through a pretty substantial haircut, minus 46% here from the highs, but that could open up some opportunities. If we go here to the investor relations page. So, it is headquartered in United Arab Emirates. It is a social networking and entertainment platform dedicated to providing people who share similar cultural backgrounds from MENA with superior online social experiences. And this is a key movement that is happening when it comes to social media, is that people are looking for alternatives to the major big platforms. Because the narrative currently, if you only read news media in the West, is that you get the impression that the people, conservatives, American conservatives, and Western conservatives more broadly, they feel that they're not really represented, and they are the ones who want alternatives. Well, this company is a strong hint, that there are other places on this planet that feel like there's a disconnect between the current social media incumbents and what they want to express. So yeah, there are things happening here that could be disruptive for the entire social media landscape. It is very important to remember that the current big incumbents, they haven't been the big ones for really that much time. You had MySpace before, and before that you had others. So it's really been a business where we have seen companies rise very quickly, but also collapse very quickly. So this is definitively one of those landscapes which is higher risk for investors. So our flagship mobile application, Yalla, brings traditional Mayilis online and features voice chat rooms where people can spend their leisure time chatting casually. Yalla Ludo resembles a family living room where family members and friends play board games that are highly popular in MENA, such as Ludo and Domino. We have built a loyal and highly interactive Yalla community by offering a healthy and engaging user experience tailored to local cultures. Yeah, very, very interesting. The current focus is on MENA, but it could very well be that we will see Yalla Group more broadly become a platform that is very adaptable to and reflective of local cultures. One of the main critiques of the current social media incumbents is that they are really primarily reflective of the Silicon Valley culture and imposes that culture on the rest of the world. Yeah, so let's look a bit here at Yalla Group in detail. There's no point in looking at the seasonality for this stock because it literally went public late, you can see here in September last year, so there's no point in looking at seasonality. What we can see is that we have recently had a very substantial pullback here from the highs. You see that the stock tends to move in these waves. The purple 20-week moving average has been a decent support level. But I think we need to just zoom in a bit here, go here to the daily data points. Because, the weeklies are simply a bit too broad. Or more correctly, the weekly data points are, they're not nuanced enough when we have such little data. So I have drawn in these time cycles, so rise, decline, rise, decline. You can see that the price does reflect these time cycles. there's a tendency for there to be, some smaller cycles within, based on the time cycles. There is reason to suspect that there is a rising phase around the corner. So that's interesting. We do see here that we recently pulled back to a key moving average. You can see here that the blue 100-day moving average has been a rather surgical support level so far. It's been a nice level for the bulls. The bears are currently using the purple 20-day moving average as a resistance level. So you do have a battle between a very key support level and a resistance level. I think that at this point, I will give the benefit of the doubt to the bulls, based on the technicals, because we do have the combination here of the moving average support, which has functioned very well so far, and you also have the time cycles that kind of corroborate each other. But the 100-day moving average, it is rather important for a bullish thesis. But let's explore further. So here we have Finwiz. They draw this resistance and support level. So price is really getting squeezed here. So it is a pretty big deal in which direction price breaks. Breaking out to the upside obviously will be bullish and quite bearish if we do lose that support level. Okay, looking at the analyst price targets. From the current price of Yalla, they suggest a 23% upside. So that is more towards the bullish end of the spectrum. Sachs, they do have a number 3 hold, D value, C growth, D momentum. So kind of lackluster scores here from Sachs. Industry rank, they call it internet software. So I don't really agree with the industry categorization. I think this is quite specifically social media. It is very key how a company is categorized, because because it's all about the business model. In the business model of Yalla Group, I think that you really could quite clearly say that it's social media, which is a very unique business model. Internet software is far broader. Indeed, a lot of internet software business models are based on the user subscribing and paying for a subscription. While Yalla is more driven by advertising. Okay, so to sum up my take here on Yalla, I think that when we take the evidence together, we have the moving average. Well, we have the technicals more broadly with moving average support and time cycles that suggest that there are bullish opportunities developing. We currently have clear support at the 100-day moving average. The fundamentals were supportive of a more bullish thesis, especially the price targets. Sachs was a bit lackluster. I didn't really feel the love for Yalla, but not really bearish as such on Yalla either. So yeah, I think that looking long term, I would lean speculatively bullish on Yalla. I must say speculative because the social media landscape is very messy. And there's a lot of newcomers to the space, especially frankly in the crypto market. You do have numerous candidates there, and you also have, of course, in the non-crypto space, new companies that are trying to dethrone the incumbents. So yes, this is definitively one of those industries where you want to let the trend be your friend. I think that when we look shorter term for Yalla, we could make a pretty clear bullish thesis, but it is very contingent on that key support level holding, because when you have a clear support level, and if it were to fail, that would be a very bad signal.